This $2,147 receipt started as a normal oil change. Not a broken car, not an engine problem, just me saying one sentence at the counter that basically sounded like, "You decide how much I spend today." I didn't mean it that way, but that's how it landed. If you've ever gone in for something small and walked out with a "since it's here" bill, stay with this, because I'm going to give you the sentence a shop owner gave me that makes them prioritize the estimate in front of you. I'll give you a version you can use right away, and later I'll give you the fuller one that makes you sound like someone who expects proof and timing, not just a total. Back in 2019, I was in one of those plastic chair waiting rooms with daytime TV on. Camry, 60,000 miles, right on schedule, running fine. The service writer was polite, slides the paper over, and my brain went, "How did $89 become $2,800? And I almost said yes. Because car stuff has that built-in fear. If I say no right now, am I accidentally making a bigger problem later? That hesitation is what the less explanatory places lean on. Plenty of shops will break things into do now and can wait, but enough don't label urgency that people spend more than they planned. Here's the quick line you can use even if you have to click away after this. Can you show me what you're talking about? Or text me a photo if I can't go back there. That one sentence yanks the estimate toward things they can demonstrate. Good shops will point, or send a picture, or show you the report. If they can show it, you can trust it more. Keep listening, because the later sentence adds timing, not just proof. That 2,047 day wasn't "your engine is failing." It was since it's at 60,000, let's go ahead and items stacked together, because I basically pre-approved the idea. Some of it was reasonable maintenance. Some of it could have waited 30, 60 days. None of it was clearly labeled urgent versus routine. That's the whole problem. Not the maintenance itself, but the order and the clarity. The first place people trip is walking in and saying, "I already Googled the problem. I used to do this constantly." You hear a noise, the internet says transmission, so you walk in and announce, "My transmission's going." When you present your own diagnosis, some shops will build the estimate around what you said, even if the actual fault was simpler and cheaper. If it was really a mount or a loose heat shield and you walked in saying transmission, you just pointed everyone at the expensive lane. Say it like this instead. "I did some reading, but I want your professional diagnosis before we decide." You sound informed, but you didn't hand them the costliest possibility first. Another one that opens the door is, "I need a tune-up." That's from another era. Modern cars run off the service manual and the OEM schedule. Certain plugs at certain mileage, filters by time or condition, fluids when the manufacturer says. When you say tune-up, what some shops hear is, "I don't know the exact service, build me something," and now you're in menu land. Say instead, "It's idling rough and I'm at 60,000. Can you tell me what it actually needs according to the service schedule?" You bring symptoms and mileage, they bring the exact service. You just moved it from assemble a package to match my car. Then there's use the cheapest parts you have, totally get trying to save, but that phrasing can signal you don't realize labor is the expensive part. If a low quality part fails early, you rebuy the labor, and that's what hurts. A better way to save without sounding like you'll accept anything is, "What are my options on parts, and what's the warranty on each?" Or, "Can you give me good, better, best, and tell me what you stand behind?" As soon as they start explaining, they have to justify, and that's where questionable add-ons die. There's also a polite little trio that tells a busy shop, "You can park me. I brought my own parts. I'm just gonna sit and watch, and I'm not in a hurry." Shops quote based on parts, labor, and what they can warranty. When you bring your own parts, you change their deal. Lots of shops won't warranty customer parts, which is normal, because if that part fails, they don't want to eat labor. So say it up front. Before you write it up, what's your policy on customer supplied parts? That sounds collaborative, not difficult. Saying you're going to sit and watch can make you a higher liability customer, moving cars, hot components, insurance, and that can slow things down or get you moved aside. And "I'm not in a hurry" sounds nice, but you just said, "You can bump me for faster jobs." Parked jobs get bumped, bumped jobs stay longer, longer visits create more opportunities for, since it's here, suggestions. Better version? Can you text me a photo when you know what it is? And what's a realistic time for this, and can we stick to that? Now you're involved without being in the way, and you set timing without sounding pushy. If you're thinking, okay, I basically told them I was easy, don't panic. Plenty of shops actually like when you ask to see things because it proves the work and helps them document it. That's why that earlier line matters. Can you show me what you're talking about? Or text me a photo if I can't go back there. If they can't show it physically, like scan data or something internal, they can show you the report. Proof first is how you keep control. Another sentence that makes life too easy for a less transparent place is, I don't need the old parts. No old parts means no comparison. No comparison means you don't know what came off. Professional shops expect you might want to see them. They'll bag them. They'll show you. Say, I'd like to see the worn parts before I pay, and please list them on the receipt. That's polite, normal, verifiable. And if the receipt doesn't list parts, labor, and warranty, ask for the itemized version. That's exactly what a lot of consumer guidance says to get. Brakes are another spot. Saying, my brake pads are worn out, sounds responsible, but you kind of pre-approve the repair before anyone measured it. Most drivers can't eyeball pad thickness. Make them measure. Can you measure pad thickness and show me and tell me what spec you're using? Real shops have gauges. Different vehicles and driving styles have different replay set numbers. So let them explain whether it's safety now or planned soon. If you don't ask for numbers, they can hear, I'm already expecting a brake job. Don't worry about the receipt is basically, I won't check. Receipts tell you which parts were used, what labor was charged, and what to reference if something fails. Always say, I'll need an itemized receipt with parts, labor, and warranty. If you decline something, have them note, customer declined $100 today. That way, if someone later says, this should have been done, you have paper. Now for the sentence that actually blew up my bill, just fix whatever's wrong. 5 words. Sounds efficient, sounds trusting, but to some places that sounds like, I'm approving everything reasonable for this mileage right now. Say this instead. Tell me what's safety critical today. What can wait 30, 60 days, and call me before doing anything over. That line forces priority and it sets a dollar guardrail. A lot of shops have to get your okay for extra work anyway. This just puts you in charge of the order. Here's the fuller version I use now. Exactly. Can you show me the part or issue on the car and explain why it needs to be done now instead of later? Then stop talking and let them answer. That one is different from the earlier show me, text me line. The earlier one was about proof. This one is about timing. It tells them you know some things can wait, you want to see or at least see documentation, and you want the urgency explained. Most solid mechanics like that because it gives them a chance to educate you and document the job. If they can't show it physically, they can show photos, scan results, or the service data note that backs it up. Photos, measurements, and timing are harder to fudge than a line on paper. That's how you reduce the bill without starting a fight. You make them prioritize in front of you. If they show you something and you still don't get it, ask, can this wait a few weeks? Or is it a safety issue? That separates don't drive this from we noticed this while it was in. Take a photo so you remember. Good shops won't mind. If they can't show it, ask for diagnostics, measurements, or a service manual note, or get a second opinion. And always compare what they tell you to your vehicle's service manual or OEM recommendations for your year, engine, and transmission. That's your baseline for intervals, fluids, and timing. Before you leave, make sure you saw what they said was wrong or saw the data for it. You understood why it needs to be done now, you got an itemized receipt, and you set a dollar cap for surprises. That's how you go from, I hope this was legit, to, I know exactly what I paid for. You don't have to use every line. Use one. Ask to see it. Ask if it can wait. Ask for it in writing. Set a dollar limit. That alone moves you out of the easy target group. And the more drivers who talk like that, the more normal it becomes.